Everyone, fasten your seatbelts and hold on tight because today's destination is taking us to a whole nother dimension that's way out of this galaxy. Hello and welcome everyone. Thanks for dropping in for another installment of the Double N Destinations. That's me, your host, Double N, aka Jordan, aka Extraordinary, aka, you get the picture, right? And we're here today at Disney California Adventure for the official kickoff of their Summer of Heroes, specifically to check out the official debut of Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, a very controversial makeover that Disney decided to do to completely retheme the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Yes, that's right. We're here today for an epic head-to-head showdown to see how this version of this beloved attraction holds up compared to the original. So let's not waste any time. I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to experience Mission Breakout. So let's get right to it. Let's start by comparing the building itself. Of course, as you know, originally Twilight Zone Tower of Terror was based on a haunted hotel. Disaster struck that tower, which pretty much in a nutshell explains the look of the original building. I love the look. It pulled off the theming really well, and it definitely drew you in to come closer to the attraction. It was kind of just like, yeah, you see me? You see me? I'm the Tower of Terror. You? Come here, come see what's inside. But what it is now is the Collector's Fortress. And just like how the original tower gave you an idea of what to expect in the ride, kind of a spooky haunted place, this also gives you an idea of what to expect in the Collector's Fortress. You can tell that just by looking at this thing, he's very ostentatious and flamboyant. The building is now more visually striking than ever. It steals your attention away from everything else at every single sight line. Original Tower of Terror facade, thumbs up. New Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout facade, also thumbs up. They both look great to me. Okay, now moving on to the queue, the line of the ride. The original Tower of Terror had a really immersive queue. The theming was on point. It really gave off that eerie, creepy vibe of this old abandoned hotel where something just was not quite right. Just like the design of the facade of the building would draw you in, once you got into that building, you just got drawn further and further into that Twilight Zone story that you were going to be a part of in that ride. There was all kinds of cobwebs strung about, creepy art, creepy dolls, creepy everything. Just a creepy, eerie hotel. I really love the creepy, eerie atmospheres of those types of rides, and Twilight Zone Tower of Terror really pulled that off incredibly. And that same top-tier, high-quality theming carries on over into this iteration, Mission Breakout. We see all of the collector's little knickknacks that he's been collecting throughout the galaxy, hanging from the ceilings in giant cases. We see weapons, we see armor, we see things we've seen in Marvel movies, and we see things we've never even seen before. We don't know what those things are, but it draws us in. It draws us in just like the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and we are further drawn into the story trying to be told by this new attraction. There are a ton of Easter eggs in this new queue. You just got to keep your eyes peeled and look for them because they are definitely in there, and I love them. Come on, you know me. I love hidden Mickeys. I love this kind of stuff. This queue is just as immersive as the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and I'm willing to argue that it's even more immersive. The new queue is actually interactive.
Raise your hands now for security bioscan.
You have to raise your hands to get scanned to be granted access into the Collector's Fortress. It's really a minor detail in the grand scheme of things, but it really adds to the entire experience. Now, building upon the queue is the buildup of the actual ride itself. The pre-show edutainment portion of the queue, where you're basically given the whole spiel of what to expect of what you're about to experience. With the Tower of Terror, we're given the whole backstory of how the Hollywood Tower Hotel used to be the bustling beacon back in the day, but one night disaster struck, and that is no more. And we're given the whole hoopla that the explanation behind all this lies inside that abandoned maintenance service elevator.
Tonight's story in the Twilight Zone is somewhat unique and calls for a different kind of introduction. This, as you may recognize, is a maintenance service elevator, still in operation, waiting for you. We invite you, if you dare, to step aboard, because in tonight's episode, you are the star, and this elevator travels directly to the Twilight Zone.
And that pre-show was just top notch. Classic Twilight Zone, classic Disney theming. It was awesome. It really gets the job done in getting you prepared and into the right mood for the ride. And that same high level of quality, immersive storytelling is carried over into Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
Let's mute this guy! Hearing your incessant blathering on a constant loop was big motivation for me to escape. I go, ow! Ow! That was not part of the plan!
During this portion of the queue, we're greeted by Rocket, one of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The talking raccoon? Yeah, him. Rocket gives us the details, and we become a part of the story along with him and the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Listen up! He's gonna put you on a gantry lift for your tour. I'm gonna sneak on top of your lift and take us all the way to the big old generator control room. I'm gonna blast that thing and destroy all the control systems, which will open up every cage in this freak show and free my friend.
Rocket basically gives us the explanation that we're here to help him free the Guardians of the Galaxy from the Collector's Fortress. He's taken a hold of them, and we need to help Rocket break them out. Mission Breakout, hence Mission Breakout. I get it now.
This plan won't work unless you help. I don't have clearance. My hands don't scan. Yours do. If you raise your hands, I get the clearance and the chaos begins. It's a foolproof plan.
I think the new pre-show was absolutely amazing. And compared to the original Tower of Terror, I think it does just as good a job for hyping you up for the attraction. Both are very, very good at what they're intended to do. Those pre-show edutainment spiels, they really get you hyped up for what's to come. Now, to talk about what everyone really wants to know, the ride, the actual ride itself. How does it hold up now? How is Mission Breakout compared to Tower of Terror? Now, in the original attraction, the Tower of Terror, if you've never experienced it firsthand, it's basically a drop ride. You're taken on a lift and you go up and you go down, and then you go up again and then you come back down, and then you go up some more and then you come down some more. In a nutshell, that's basically the ride, with some added theming elements and even more immersive storytelling added to it, of course.
What happened here to dim the lights of Hollywood's brightest showplace is about to unfold once again. One stormy night long ago, 5 people stepped through the door of an elevator and into a nightmare. That door is opening once again, but this time, it's opening for you.
All of that quality storytelling that was done beforehand throughout the queue, trying to set up the attraction itself, comes to a giant climax on the actual ride. It all comes together in this amazing, creepy, fun, thrilling, frightening experience. One unlike any other drop rides you've experienced in the past, I assure you. There are drop rides, and then there's the Tower of Terror. And riding the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, you really do feel like you've fallen into another dimension, into a story right out of one of the episodes of the Twilight Zone. And this new iteration of the ride accomplishes that immersive storytelling aspect that pulls you into the story and makes you a part of it yourself just as well. At its core and at the heart of it, this is essentially the same ride. It's the same ride system. You're still in that shaft going up and down, and then up again, and then back down again, and then up again, and then back down again. But now you're doing it with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Once you're sitting on the ride itself and those doors close and the ride starts, you immediately notice that this is a completely different vibe compared to the original tower. The original tower was creepy, it was eerie, it was scary. You were fearing for your life on that thing. And that was the point of it. That's what it intended to make you feel. And that's what was completely awesome about it. And what's completely awesome about Mission Breakout is that it instead goes in a completely different direction by being lighthearted, playful, high energy fun.
My dear friends, this is the moment you have been waiting for.
Rocket unplugs you and starts things right. Now show me those hands, people. You got clearance. Let's roll. Okay.
You're going up and down at high speeds, free falling to high energy rock music, classic tunes that everybody should know and be jamming to. And trust me, if you're anything like me and you happen to like music, you are going to be jamming to it and you are going to love this new ride.
Is that Disneyland? This is so cool!
And something about the ride worth mentioning, the original Tower of Terror only had one ride profile, meaning you were getting the same exact drop sequence every time you rode. And personally, I've ridden the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror a number of times, so I had that thing completely memorized. I knew what drop was coming and when. In this new iteration, you actually get 6 different versions of the ride, completely randomized. That's 6 different drop sequences to 6 different songs for 6 different experiences for 6 times the fun. So you're never gonna know what's coming. And it's just another one of those great little added touches that is always going to keep you coming back for more. In conclusion, I love the original Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. And now that Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is here and I've experienced it firsthand, hey, I love it too, and I'm extremely satisfied with what they've brought to the table. And I just want to say, I am the biggest Twilight Zone Tower of Terror fan there is. I love that ride. It was my favorite ride in the whole park. I was a huge critic when this was first announced. I was like, what? Why? You're taking away Tower of Terror? No, this can't be true. This has to be an April Fool's joke. This can't be true. That is literally the worst idea I've ever heard. You can't do that. I mean, I was seriously about to come out to the tower and pick it like that clock tower lady from Back to the Future. Save the clock tower. I mean the Tower of Terror. Save the Tower of Terror. But now that I'm here, I've ridden the ride twice, I'm singing a completely different tune. This ride is awesome. It's totally different from the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, but that's what makes it awesome. Twilight Zone Tower of Terror was going for that eerie, creepy, haunted vibe. The Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is going for more of a playful, fun vibe, and they both pull it off really well. I'm a major fan of both. I miss the Tower of Terror, but it's hard to complain now that we have Mission Breakout and what it packs. But you know what we should do? We should probably get someone's second opinion. Let's see what someone else thinks of this new ride. Let's, how about this lady in the red here? Stands out like a sore thumb. Let's check it out. Excuse me, miss? Wait, Sassy, what are you doing here? You told me you had an important work meeting today.
I did with Rocket. What are you doing here? I thought you had work meeting.
This is my work meeting. Anyway, we wanted to get a second opinion on the new ride, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, compared to Tower of Terror. What do you think?
I hate to say that I liked it. I was very much against it at first, but I did like it. It was cool. It's different though. Like, I really like the, Tower is its own thing because it was creepy.
I think that's what's intriguing about it. Like I mentioned earlier, Tower of Terror was more of that creepy, eerie, scary vibe, and now Guardians of the Galaxy, it's going for that more of that lighthearted, playful, fun vibe. I think it's gonna invite a lot more kids into it. Now that it's based on superheroes that all kids love, I think it's gonna invite a whole lot more families into trying out the ride, which I mean is good and bad because now we have to wait longer. What do you guys think, huh? Why don't you let us know down in the comments below? Maybe some of you are here today on opening day. We've already rode it twice, so we've already got to experience 2 of those 6 different experiences. We've got 4 more to go. I hope we could do them all. We've been up here since early morning before the sun was up, so I think we need a little breather. We need a little break. So we thank you for coming on another journey with us on the Double N Destinations. Thank you guys very much. If you enjoyed this adventure, please don't forget to like the video. Double the fun by sharing it with all your Disney loving friends, all your Guardians of the Galaxy friends, all your Twilight Zone Tower of Terror friends. I want to hear what all you guys have to say about this new change. Sound off in the comments below. Let us know. How do you feel about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Have you ridden it? What do you think? Let us know. And until the next destination, always remember, it's not just the destination, it's the journey. So enjoy it, guys, and we'll see you at the next one, all right? See ya. Thanks again for dropping in. Bye.